righty, we are here on Tuesday night, and first Tuesday in February, and we're gonna get some people go here, and then we will get started. All right, all right, we have just what looks like just still just me watching. All right, all right, all right, all right. There we go. We got people here. Hey, Timmons, how you doing tonight? We're gonna get things rolling here. Probably be on not real late tonight. 'Cause, I've got things to do early in the morning, so I can't stay up late tonight. We have our 72 or 71, whichever you want to. We're calling it 72 for this one. 71 and 72 GTOs were virtually identical. Our 72 GTO finished. We did this one is basically stock. Not well, I little few tweaks on it, but um, basically stock out of box style build. Um, so we put a few tweaks on it, but we did keep it generally stock looking. That's the best, probably the best way to put it. Um, we did add. We used the motor out of the Pro Street Nova in here just because it's a little bit larger than the one that comes in the kit, and I think it fits better. We did add a little extra to the core support there. We used Protect distributor and plug wires on it, and then for exhaust we cut it off and ran a few little click straight pipes out of it. Other than that, we ran it pretty much stock. We'll down the road we'll do another one of these as a 71, and we may kind of judge it out or actually use the tribal decals that come with the kit on that one. And then we're going to be doing a couple 70s. Reggie Dunlap's GTO from Slapshot, the movie, one of the greatest movies of all time, in my opinion. And also Pickford's 70 GTO Judge from Dazed and Confused, another one of the greatest movies of all time. So that we got those, and then we'll be doing our 68 and 69 GTOs down the road to fill out the year series for the ones I wanted to build. And then finally on that, I built the Revell 66 a long time ago, and it didn't turn out. The paint didn't turn out as well as I would have liked. So I've got it in my case, but I've got another one of the kits, and I'll probably build another 66 down the road. And eventually, I love the 67s because I had a 67. I've got 3 or 4 more of those kits back there. We'll might do triple X GTO from the movie Triple X. We might do that one. We might do one. Who knows what we could do? We might cut the top and make one the drop top. See what happens. Hey, Marcy. Yeah, I just got mom fed, so we should be good here for a little while. Hey, Boston. So that's our 70 goat. And move him out of the way. And also, since we were here last week, I finished my Hobby Link International's Secret Santa group build, which was the Edward MiG-21 that I was gifted from my Secret Santa over there. This one is straight out of the box. The only difference I did do was the pitot tube on it was really fragile, and before I even got pictures taken of it for the completion, I had bent it. So I took stainless steel syringes, like the ones this type. I have 3 or 4 different sizes, and I made a new pitot tube out of the stainless steel tubing. So let's get that kind of. We made that one out of the stainless steel syringe tubing, so it's a lot more sturdy is the word I'm looking for. Because we kind of drilled it into the body, and so it's all nice and stiff. It won't bend when somebody farts in the wrong direction. This video is up. The video on the GTO is up for members now, and it will be up I think at midnight tonight when it goes live on the GTO, when you can see the video on that one. This is a PropiPack set, so it had all the photo etch. I know the camera, I can try, but I know the camera won't be able to get in there and focus on it. So the whole cockpit is done in color photo etch. Yeah, it's not going to do it. We have various photo etch parts distributed about. The only ones I didn't use were a few of the tiny antennas. Like they would go up here on top, and one on the sticks out of it, because they were just so fine and tiny that just like the pitot tube, they'd get broken just if you looked at them the wrong way. So I deleted them. But other than that, we got drop tank, and we got some guided missiles on it. This was for any of you guys that are into aircraft and gals, this was basically the Russian version of the F-104 Starfighter. It was an interceptor designed in the 60s. Basically, take a straight tube, stuff as much engine in it as you could, and strap as little bit else on it to make it go as fast as possible. Didn't matter that it took half a continent to turn around. Hey, Jonathan, the link is, anybody who's interested, the link is in the chat, pinned to the top of the chat. You can come in. Yeah, just like a Starfighter, was designed to go very straight, very fast, and be as small as possible, as few frills. So it's basically a metal tube with a giant engine and just enough wings on it to keep it from tumbling through the air. And they didn't always accomplish that. Hey, Red, how you doing tonight? So that's our MiG-21. Again, this video is already up, so if you guys want to check it out later, you can. Let's move him out of the way. Let's put him over here. That's a good spot. And when I get to go to the bathroom next time, I'll put him back out in a safer locale. What else we got going on? I was bored just the other night, so we had I guess it was started Sunday because I was bored, and then last night I was still bored, nothing going on because Cliff was out car shopping, so he didn't have his live. So I kicked up one, and I was working on the 81 Revell snap type kit of the 81 Z28, and let me see if I can do it this way. I can't. I just put clear coat on it right before we started, so I can't really touch it. It's in a blazing black from Testors Extreme Lacquer, which is a black with a lot of silver flake in it. And on Jimmy's suggestion last night, we went with the gold striping on it instead of the red and orange, which normally would go on a black Z28. I really like the way that looked. And a lot of people complain about this kit, but other than there's two things that I see the complaint on. Let me just back out of the way so I don't do bad things. Oh, here's the hood. It comes with plastic tires and wheels that just snap on. It was a snap-on kit. It comes with plastic tires and wheels that snapped on. Just the pins, and the pins actually became the center hubs for the wheels. Good. I'm glad your back is finally getting better. Yeah, those they freaking hurt bad. And the engine is basically molded to. Let me see if I can grab it. Of course, I just put the MiG on top of the box that has that part in it. MiG up here. The engine is basically molded into the chassis. I'm looking at it. I mean, because the cross member here is a separate piece. You could easily cut that out. You could cut it, leave the transmission hub transmission in here, even if you wanted. Cut it off at the shield and the cover, and just replace the engine part. Or you could just cut the whole thing out, transmission and all, and put a new motor in there. Not too much issue. So those would be what I would consider. One second, I got to sneeze. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Every time I clear coat, I always have to sneeze afterwards for some reason. I wear a mask when I do it. Anyway, still, it'd be nothing to cut that piece out and go. So if you want, the interior is kind of basic, but Camaro interiors weren't super exciting to begin with. Neither were the Firebirds at that time. They were pretty much cookie cutter. But it's not bad. It gives you decals for the dash, and you've got your console and your shifter, and gives you decals for the power window switch on the doors and for the door handles inside, so it's not bad. Let's see if I can do this. I know the camera doesn't like this close-up stuff. So it is not bad. It is not bad at all. In fact, I can take say it won't like this either, but also the light is not really set up well for showing close-up stuff to the camera. I need to put another light up in that corner. Turn it down. So it's not bad. I mean, especially if you could pick it up at Michael's or Hobby Lobby for on the sale prices, which would be around $17. It's not bad. Not bad at all. It is. And also Revell now has the Revell Z28, the one that they're doing as the Stranger Things car. That one and is now available. It is out there. It's in the wild. You can get yours. It's a 3-in-1 kit, so you do get 3 different hoods, and the difference between it and the old Street Burner kit is it does not have the T-top openings are not in the roof. You could see where they used to be in the tooling, and you could cut it on if you wanted to put them back in, but they're not in the body anymore. And said I didn't like the wheels, but I had a nice set of pad printed tires and Kragers that would go on it. And when my uncle had his, he had a 76. This is an 81, but still same body style. Basically, other than the hood, it would look almost identical. And he had Kragers on his, so that's where we're going with this one. So yeah, I mean, people love poo-poo a lot of the times, those snap-ish kits, and you can really take a little bit of time and you can do some really cool stuff with them. So anyway, that's the end of that one. So we got clear coat on it, so we're about the end of that one tonight. We are going to be starting work on the Robert E. Lee kit from Lindbergh. This thing is huge. I may have to clean some stuff off my bench as we get going on it. I built this one once before, but apparently I used the wrong type of thread, and over time the thread shrank, and it basically folded the top half of the ship in half, because rather than breaking it, peeled the decks and all that up on it. So I still have it. One of these days I'll break it apart and redo it, but we're starting on this for the Modeling with the Mats YouTube channel and Facebook group. Their legendary group build. So we're going to be starting on this one tonight. And we'll do other stuff alongside of it as we go, because I know everybody's not into this type of thing. So I got the Camaro working on it. We'll start on another car build alongside, because we did get our decals for this car. We got those from back from Terry at STS. The ones that were lost in the storm finally arrived. So we have the fresh new decals for it. And it's a far cry better than the old original 1997 monogram ones. Anybody's seen the old monogram kits know how bad, how poorly these decals age. And the glue, it was basically the glue that they used on the paper that would go nasty. Cool. I would be in the small scale group build, but I don't have any small scale cars in my inventory anymore. I used them all up, and I'm kind of on a buying moratorium right now until after the show at the end of March. I'm trying not to buy any new stuff except for maybe supplies until then, because I want to have a good supply of cash for the show coming up. So yeah, these are the original ones. You can see that even if you put them out in the sun, I think I did have these out in the sun for a while. It's that glue, and then they never want to lay down well because that glue turns bad on them. So I had him gave him those decals actually at Acme, and I hand delivered them, and these are the ones he reprinted off of those. And these look amazing. The colors are more vibrant than those decals are. When he blows the image up and cleans it up, so it's got actually the resolution on them is better than what the ones were in there. So I'm going to be starting on this one next. And here's the body. It's the second one in that Revell Nationals from Texas Motor Speedway back in '97. I've got that we'll be doing this one. So we'll be doing that alongside the Robert E. Lee, so that we're not. So you guys that aren't interested in the ships and boat stuff will have something to see. So we'll be starting on that one probably after the Camaro, and also I've started work on the Arnie Bestwick's Bossbird. This is a competition resonance body, and we're using the Polar Lights Charger funny car chassis and parts to build this one. This is a commission build, so we've got it going. I've still got to get Terry the pictures for the decals for it yet. But yeah, we got the chassis, the drag funny car drag chassis here is built. So the engine is not the right one. The Bossbird didn't have a Hemi in it, but that's what this kit has, and I didn't feel like messing with that. And it won't matter for the person getting the model. It's a Hemi and not a GM. So we've got that. We've got the blower assembly here with I got the chrome stripped off of it. So we'll be getting working on this one and get it painted and start putting it together. Get the roll cage built already. So that one will be going on too while we're working on the boat. So you guys that aren't into the boat at all won't be too bored. I'll do a lot of the boat stuff just because of the sheer size. It won't be done in the live stream. But yes, I don't have anything in my stash to do for the small scale group build this year, so we're gonna have to pass on that one. As much as I like to be involved in people's builds, I did the Demon. I kind of double teamed the Demon for the Boost Impala for my psychedelic 60s group build. Speaking of which, if you have not gone over, let me find it. I'll find it and we will put up a link because the Dan has not gotten his channel back, so he started a new one. Let me get the And it's called the 60s Rule channel. And so he needs, he's only up to 300 subs back on his new one. So let me copy this and let me pin it in the chat. Well, I can't pin it because I've already got something pinned, but I can put it there. There we go. And I can actually, let me, I think I can put it in. How to do this, I can put it in a scroll. I apologize, I'm still learning this Restream page here. Here we go. Captions, I think that's where it's at. Ticker. Add. There we go. There we go. How about that? Let that scroll for a while. So cool. The 164 scale. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I just don't have it. I just don't have any kits left right now that are small scale. Yeah, so I'm going to kind of put myself on a moratorium until after the show at the end of next month. But yeah, anyway, if you have not gone over to resubscribe to Dan's new channel, please do that so that he can get his sub base built back up. He still doesn't know what's going on with it and why and all that stuff, as far as I've heard. That they had not responded to his oh, sorry guys, knocked the camera over. That YouTube has not responded to his response of why, or a request for a review on why his channel was shut down. Okay, so I'd already put a coat of white paint on my hull. It was white plastic already, but still, I'm going to put the white paint on it. We need to do the water line. So I'm going to use this vinyl tape to mark out where I want the water line to be. And then we'll mask around it and peel this back up. And the first one is always easy. It's the second one that's a pain in the ass. Because it's the first one you lay down, then the second one you got to get to line up with the first one. Okay, I'm happy with that. All right, I can't believe I got it first try. This I can't remember anymore where I got this vinyl tape, but I think it was it Pactra? No, this was not Pactra tape. I don't remember where I got this from. It may have been Testers. May have been Testers paint or tape. The white vinyl, so you can kind of stretch it around some curves a little bit. And now we're going to take this part, you'll be able to see a little better. That white tape was actually just going to be the pattern. Oh, cool. It's always fun to find new stuff you forgot you had. That's my problem. I need to set up a database from my phone or something on what my stash is. Because I don't know how many times I bought the several kits that I had already because I forgot that I had them. I ended up with like 5 or 6 of those 69 Revell 69 old Revell 69 street burner Camaros, or whatever they were called, because I forgot that I had them and I keep buying them over again. Of course, that time I had most of my stash was still in storage boxes. It wasn't on a shelf where I could go look, but even still, yeah, I just couldn't never remember that I had them. I already had one and kept buying them over again. The frog tape, that's what I like to use for any kind of big masking. Ping, ping. Somebody likes me. This stuff doesn't curve, so we're going to have to do a lot of short pieces to the easiest way would have been to lay 2 more strips of the same tape, that white vinyl tape that's flexible, along either side of this first one. But the stuff is a lot more expensive than the frog tape. And I don't remember what brand it actually was. I think it was Testers, but when I run out, I'm going to have to try and find some more. I know Tamiya makes the fine line tape, but I'm going to probably have to try that next time. Yeah, it's a real nice Pactra fine line tape, but it's kind of worn out. Not very sticky no more. Doesn't have much stick left to it. Hey Jim, how you doing? Hey Donnie. Welcome to the party. Cliff likes to say. Cut that. I hope I'm not boring you guys. This is the less glamorous part of this type of stuff. So. It's like when I do decals, I always like to put the big flashy ones on first because it looks like you're making progress. And we're almost there. The hard part is almost done. The stern, once the stern is done, this curves and it goes pretty quick. Of course, that's the top half. I still got to do the bottom side. I get to go all the way around again. If red wasn't such a hard color to cover, I would have painted the whole hull red, and I could have just laid the one stripe and then gone back and done the white over the top. But well, it takes a whole lot of white to cover up red. Even if I went through with a primer, a black primer or a gray primer, still takes a lot of color to get that back to white after it's been painted another color. I'm working on the Robert E. Lee there, Donnie. I'm masking off the red water line for the hull. I'm almost halfway there. I thought about doing this, the decal, doing it as a decal. Then I could have done it on top of the, just put decals down. But it's really hard to get that long of a decal to stay straight. Because Microscale makes long stripes, but it'll still be about 5 per side, and it'd be really hard to keep them in line. Because that's one thing the human eye is really good at, is spotting a line that's not perfectly straight. Oh, my hands shake too much for that. We're halfway there. The upper one is the harder one of the two, so we'll be okay. There you go. So I laid the green tape on either side of the white tape, so then when we're done, we can just take the white tape out and spray the red in there. And Bob's your uncle. Hopefully it won't. I get the tape down nice and snug, and we won't have any or too much blow under. So yeah, the bottom of this stripe will go a lot faster than the top did, because the direction that the stripe curves is away from the tape, so it's not fighting you to keep it in line as much as doing the other side, or you're curving towards the green tape instead of away from it. The hard part is seeing the edge of the tape, white tape on the white hull, but we're getting it. We're getting her done. No, this is the steamship, the steamboat, the Robert E. Lee that we're building. So let me do this. Okay, so I got pull up a picture of the old one. I can show you. Go back to here and share screen, window. And do this. There you go. That's what we're doing. Oh, I'm not worried about it. I screw up a cap lock all the time. Yeah, well, I'll hit it with white first. I'll hit it with the same white again. After I pull the stripe out, I will shoot it with a coat of white again. So if there is any bleed under, hopefully the white paint will fill it. And then we can go back, let that dry, and then go back with the red. In fact, I'll probably use, Tamiya, I'll probably use an acrylic for the red, so if I do screw it up, it'd be a lot easier. The white is an enamel. So if there's any leakage or spillage, I can clean it up with some alcohol and get it off. If anything really bad happens, I can get it off. Just the same, because I'm doing the same thing with the white as you would declare. It's the same color of the paint that's already down there. I'm saying it's an enamel, and I'm going to shoot the red with the Tamiya acrylic. So if it does mess up really bad, I can clean it up with alcohol and do some touch-ups as needed. Again, we're back to the stern, which is the hard part. Nice thing is, too, this thing sits so short that once the main deck is on, you don't see 90% of this, you won't be able to see. There we go. So now the part that's white will be red, and the part that's green will be white when we're done. That's one side. One side all masked up. Gotta do the other side. Another kind of nice thing is back here, the hardest part here at the stern There's also where the rudder is, so anything that's floppy in the crossover or sloppy in the crossover will be covered up by the rudder. Crooked, 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 crooked. Okay. Okay, the stern is done. That's the hard part. I'm not quite happy with that stripe in that section, so we're going to do it over again. Okay. All right, there we go. The end is in sight. The end is in sight. Yeah, basically. There are also basically bombs waiting to go off because of the boilers and stuff on them were very dangerous, and they used river water in the boilers, which meant they were real susceptible to filling up the boiler with silt, and then boom, or they hit a snag and sink. In fact, one here in the town I live in, a steamboat called the Big Hatchie. That's exactly what happened to it. It exploded. It had a boiler explosion right at the bank here, and it blew up, exploded, and sank, and it was carrying gold bullion for the government at the time, and it was never recovered. And before anybody decides to run out here and say, okay, let's go dig and find it, when the Corps of Engineers channelized the river and they basically put about 1 billion tons of river rock on top of it to shore up the banks. So it is basically gone forever. There would be no way to get to it. Because I kind of believe that a lot of it was recovered, and they just not all of it. I think we have a little roadside park memorial thingy for the victims and to honor the crews of the riverboat. Well, riverboats actually, but in particular that one. Okay. They did find the one over in Kansas City that it sunk, and then over the years, the actual riverbed channel had moved to where that was actually in the middle of a farm field when they discovered it, and it's been raised. And most of his cargo was found and put in a. Yeah, that's the idea. They were designed to only draft a couple of feet of water, so they had a super wide flat hull, so that they could operate on the rivers. Because unlike now, with the way the Corps of Engineers has the river channelized, the Mississippi and the Missouri River in most places were only about maybe 10 feet deep at the deepest spots. And they were very wide. Where the river one was still before it was channelized here, the river varied in width from anywhere from about 500 yards to about a mile, depending on the time of the year and the amount of water. But yeah, that's the main hall, and that's the first deck. So you can see the big difference between them. Let's end it this way. Go back up here. So that's the width difference between the hull and the first deck. And I told you it was the idea of motorizing the paddle wheels and putting lights and stuff in it, but I'm not don't want to take that kind of time. If I ever rebuild the other one, then I will do that with the other one. Okay, let's get this all, make sure it's all pushed down nice and tight. If it doesn't end up exactly perfect, I can always touch it up with a brush. Go. Okay. Okay. Definitely looks good enough for government work. Oh, I don't know what that is. I forgot to. The sprue gates are still on there. There we go. Use a little of this tape, not the front one. A little washi tape to fix that. Okay. Alrighty. Where are we at? I'll shake this up here and give that a spritz. Yeah, well, come on. This whole upper forward deck here, that's where all the cotton bales would have been loaded, or any cargo. That's where all the cargo went, was on this outer deck. So that would have, they'd have to pretty much, you couldn't load one too much on one side or the other, because it would make it list. But and then underneath the deck here, where between the smokestacks, the back ones back here were in the middle of the boat. Those were the steam engine exhaust. The actual boiler exhaust were the black ones up front. And under there, that's where the engines were. The boiler and the engines were underneath that, almost actually under the pilot house. And all this area underneath was filled with wood for burning the boiler, for firing the boiler. I've built a few ships. I'm not a huge ship guy. I've got this one, and I've got a Constitution to build, and that's kind of where we're at on it, on my ship inventory. I built a couple of boats in the past. Technically, this is a boat more than a ship. Okay, we'll let that dry for a little while. So let's do this real quick. I'll let that dry for 45 minutes or so, and then we'll spray the red on there. Because I want to put the first deck, I want to get it glued down before I go too much further, because it curves with the top of the hull. So I don't want to glue parts onto it while it's laying flat, and then when I go to put it on the hull, it won't want to flex in the right spots. So yeah, we'll give that a little bit to dry. Say I'm not gonna rush that build to begin with. So let's see here. There it is. You can move it back over to the Camaro for a bit. Do some painting on it. Yeah, the big Constitution. I'm gonna try. The rat lines on it do come pre-made, but I am gonna try putting together a jig and to do the rat lines by hand. If it doesn't turn out the way I like it, then I've got the other ones to fall back on. But I'm gonna attempt at least to do the hand tie all the rat lines. But that may go horribly wrong, and if it does, then I've got the other ones to fall back on. Goes. Which wouldn't be the first time I ended up with a plan B. My intention on the Constitution is to have it under full sail, and then build a base for it, an ocean base, so that it's that appears to be at sea floating. It's 196 scale, which is real similar to HO scale. I mean, HO is 187, so I'll be able to get figures for it without too much difficulty, and so I can hopefully have figures on deck to crew and have it under sail, and yeah, make it look like more like it's actually at sea and sailing as opposed to a static model. That's my plans. Not too worried about the seascape part. I've done that before. That's not a big. Smothered pork chops. That sounds good. We'll be having probably hamburger tonight. Just something quick because I'm not in the mood to do much cooking tonight, and I have to be up early tomorrow. So there we go. Okay, there we go. We got that done. I haven't had potato soup in a long time. Yolk or taco or pomme de terre, depending on which language you want to use. That sounds good too. I haven't had any good salami in a long time. because I'm not supposed to have nitrates in cured meats, so I don't get that very often. I do cheat once in a while, but I don't get to have that good stuff anymore. Yeah, I built the Cuddy Sark when I built the Constitution when I was a kid. I also built the Cuddy Sark. I actually sealed the hull and ballasted it so that it would float upright proper. And I used to sail it back and forth across our little farm pond. And then one day the wind picked up a little bit and tipped it too far to one side and took on water and went to the bottom of the pond. And I never did find it because there was a spring in that pond, and it went right down the spring hole and it was just gone. So it's still down there, I guess. And message deleted by Google. Huh. I had the chicken and dumplings the other night, so we're good on that for a while. I don't know. Let's see. It had like it's showing. It. Oh, you forgot. You didn't leave a space between the period and the it on tonight. It was outstanding, and then it interpreted it as a link, and it wouldn't. So it I guess it's a link to a site somewhere in Italy, maybe. I don't know. IT would be Italy. I think that's what it was. Because it showed here for me. But yeah, that's it shows it like as a link, as a hyperlink. So that's what it was. Forgot to leave the space between the period and it. IT. Yeah, it's a domain. The .it is an Italian domain. That's why it probably. And tonight IT might be a Might be a Bone Chicka Wow Wow site. So that's probably what happened. Yeah, yep, that's what it is. It is a Bow Chicka Wow Wow hacker site. That's why Google blocked it. That's what happened. Just gotta remember your spaces. Yeah, tonight.it is definitely a dark web Bow Chicka Wow Wow site, and with all kinds of bad stuff on it. Apparently, because Google says yes, it's a dangerous site. That's why they. That's what happened. Okay, so that's what we have to do for those. That's fine. Okay. I was gonna turn the hockey game on in the background, and I couldn't find it. It's on ESPN Plus. Yeah. So. Come on, TV. It doesn't want to load. I think I want those in closer. I don't know. I don't know. I have to worry about it. Figure it later, I guess. Yeah, that's all that I want right there. There it goes. Now it's loading.
Hulu, Bruins Rangers on TNT and Max, followed by
There we go. There we go. I found it. Finally got ESPN to load. There, where's my stick 'em? Okay, there's one. Anybody else working on anything tonight? Or Jonathan said he was working on a small scale. Okay. Okay, alcohol. The chat quit, or you guys just not saying nothing? Yeah, my chat is quit. Yeah. Turn it. Open and close it again. There we go. Now it's working. That's okay. Sorry, guys. I was thinking nobody said anything in a long time. Is anybody still here? Good. Yeah. So if anybody hey Mark, apologize. My chat was not working. I had to reboot the chat. Yeah. If you're not resubbed to Dan's new channel, please go over and do so. Good night, Timmy. If you're still around, I'm sorry about that. Say my chat locked up. It wasn't scrolling. I had to reboot the chat. Well, Kevin, you're not supposed to burn it. Well, we don't get very political here, but all I can say is that Congress has to do that. The president and his President Musk and President Trump do not have the right to do that, to shut down the USAID. And they cannot transfer it to the Department of State. It's a nonpartisan congressional deal. The Congress has to do that. And I don't think they can get enough Republicans to do that. So, no, we'll be back on working on the ship here in a little bit. I'm letting that. I put the white paint in again after I did the masking to make sure in case there was any leaks that it would leak white instead of red. And we will shoot the red on there with the airbrush here in just a few minutes, giving that a little bit of chance to dry. Working on the 32nd scale Typhoon tool. I've got the 148 scale Typhoon, the A. That I've got the Battle of Britain commemorative decals for it. I'm gonna want to get started on that before too long. That's a Rebel Germany kit. Yeah, you know the story. Happy wife, happy life. So sometimes it's better to just do it. Okay, I think I've got the chat caught back up. There we go. All right, let me move this stuff back out of the way. So I won't put the front wheels on until after we're done. That's the very last thing I do. That way I can make sure that all four wheels touch the ground after it's put in the body and the chassis are together. Okay. Tamiya red. That's the clear red. We don't want the clear red. We want regular red. That's clear red. There it is. Is that red? Yes, X7 red. That's what we want. Okay. Put the paper down. Oh. Close that one. Apply. There you go. Just knocked over one of my airbrushes. Actually, it's the one I want to. Oh. Okay. No, this one I'm going to put on the stand. It comes with a stand for this one. Just found out a red. I'm going to get some more. Sorry, I know it's noisy, but there was no one else. No one else here talking, so I don't want to mute it out. I will mute when I turn the blower here on for a second, so you don't have to listen to that. Okay. Go making a mess. Making mess, making mess, making mess. That's one thing I'm very good at, is making a mess. Oh, because I was too lazy to walk in the other room and get some more pipettes. Now I get, well, it saved me, it took me 10 minutes earlier, 10 seconds earlier. Now it's going to take me 5 minutes to clean up the mess. Oh, well. There's never enough time to do it the right way. There's always enough time to do it over. As my grandpa always said. Reboot my cable box, apparently. My compressor puts out 45 pounds, but I got the Mac valve. I was turning it down to where I'm just getting a smooth spray out of it, so I can't tell you exactly what it is, because my good pressure gauge has a leak in it, and it won't hold. It loses air pressure. So I don't know exactly what pressure I'm using. It's probably, if I was guessing, somewhere in the 20, 25. I run a shot of water through it now. I've cleaned it. Now I'll hit it with some alcohol. Run some alcohol through it, and then I'll finish up with a little bit of X20 on the airbrush. So even here, my Mac valve here has a leak in it too. The cheap Chinese components. They don't make a decent Mac valve or a quick fit connection, I should say. They make decent Mac valves. It's the quick disconnect that leaks. And yeah, here was some X20A. We should be good. Big Flex 5-gauge refill. I've got a good one to say about the connector leaks on it, and the regulator's fine. It's the connection to it that leaks. Otherwise, you wouldn't be hearing the compressor running, because I could be using the big compressor. But when it kicks in, it sounds like a Mack truck, the big compressor. And because the regulator, or the connection to the regulator, I've changed it 2 or 3 times. It's not the regulator itself; it's the actual connect. I need to buy some connectors, different brand of connectors, I guess. It leaks, and so then the compressor loses pressure too quick, and it won't. And it's way too loud to use during the live streams and stuff. It's too loud to use anytime not here in the house almost. Okay, we can disconnect that for now. I need to do one more thing painting wise tonight. We'll let that disconnect while I do get ready for that. Yeah, I've got a real nice regulator with a big moisture trap and all things on it, but the line going to it, uh, what I have to do is change it out. The quick connect line for it leaks really bad, so I'm gonna have to undo it and put on a solid fitting on it so it doesn't get rid of the quick connects on both ends of it. Put hard fittings on it and then go to just the quick connect on the end of the line where the airbrush connects. It'll still leak, but won't leak as bad. That's where my main issue comes from. Is the let's hear it. When this one runs, so yeah, that's no bueno, especially when we're trying to do a live or late at night when I'm working. I can't run that loud compressor. I'll see you later, Downey. But yeah, I mean, that's what I think what I need to do is I need to get rid of the quick connects between the compressor and the regulator, and then the regulator and the final hose, and just use just a quick connect on the airbrush end on this end. And then I can get rid of this one, this moisture trap, and just run on the big one. Yes, that's where my leak is coming from. Yeah, the big one is too loud to use. I like it. It's 150 psi, third 6-gallon hot dog, third horsepower. It's a nice compressor but it's just too loud for using on live. But yeah, but if I can get the leaks fixed, once it charges up at 100 psi with the 6-gallon tank, I should be able to paint for a couple hours, half hour at least, without the compressor kicking on, which would be enough for most times. So I can fill the tank when it's not necessarily bad to have it loud. And once I get moved to the next place, I'll try to hopefully have a garage. I can put the compressor out into the garage and just run the line into the house to where my workstation is. Hopefully. But we'll see what happens when that happens. Hopefully I'll be able to find a house with the garage. Back when I was a kid, I used to use a spare tire. Take it to the gas station and fill it up with about 50 or 60 psi on an old tire, and then you would hook up the hose to it, and you could paint for pretty much all day on that. And if I get real lucky, maybe I'll be able to find a place with a separate shop building, and then I can really set it all up in a location that won't be a noise issue for anybody. And then I can get my paint booth set back up. See, like here, I just had to spray right on the table. I don't do that. I need to probably need to buy one of those little small AliExpress paint booths for now to use till I got a place where I can put my big one up. I have to dust down here quite a bit because of that, putting that paint dust into the air. Yeah, so on the regular line, I've got a nice big air dryer with a brass filter for particulates and all kinds of, it's a real nice one. It works really well. It's just that I gotta fix the connections. I got to hard pipe it, I guess, from the compressor to that, and then hard pipe it out to a spot where I can connect the airbrush line to so that it doesn't leak. I want the other brush for that. Where's my lid? There's my lid. I need this airbrush for that one. For this, because I'm putting a whole lot less down at one time. I use this Mission Models Gloss Black for chrome. I like to use it for my smoke. For like on here, I'm gonna spray the inside of the T-tops to kind of smoke them out a little bit. Yeah, I have a nice long hose because that's like a secondary tank, so you don't lose. And I'll be spraying this at a whole lot less pressure because I'm using the other brush. I get finer control on. Almost there. Okay. Got those smoked. Let's get some this brush cleaned out. And this one needs to be tore apart. Okay. All right, let's take this puppy apart and clean it out. It's sticky. Get some more wax on my threads too. Oh, where's the screwdriver so I can take that seal out? Okay, where is the screwdriver? Screwdriver. I may have to go dig one out. I think these are all Phillips. Yep, those are all Phillips and hex head. Where's the box of regulars? Or one sticking out here somewhere. Just go get one. Get the seal out, and then get it cleaned. Probably soak the barrel of this thing too. It probably needs it. Get your valve off. Okay, let's put this out of the way. I've been slowly working on switching all my bulbs to LEDs, so, and yeah, they're a little more expensive up front, but they seem to last a whole lot longer, and they're a lot more efficient. Yeah, this thing needs to be tore apart, that's for sure. It's got some smudge stuck to the needle. Okay, needle is clean. That's a little brush of scrubby. All right, Marcy. Yeah, other than my fluorescent ring light here, which is 100 years old, and I'll replace it once the bulbs dies on it. Everything else down here is all LED lighting. I'm real happy with it. Seems to work really well. Yeah, this one's about due for a new Teflon seal on it too. And order new seals for this one. Screw wax. There's these cheap brushes with my hairy sticks. I clean them with baby shampoo. I'll wash them with water while I'm using them, and about once a week, I'll take them over to fill them up with baby shampoo and wash them in that. All the natural hair ones, the synthetic ones, it doesn't matter, but the natural hair brushes. And I do have synthetic brushes I use for enamels and lacquers and stuff, and then I use the natural hair brushes for the acrylics, washes, and all that. Anything that's not solvent based. Unless I forget, but then I can still go back and clean it with the solvent and then wash it with the right away with the baby shampoo to remove the solvents from the. When I put my airbrush back together, I've got the screw wax, which is basically beeswax. I sell it in the hardware store for like carpentry work, for putting screws into wood. But it's just beeswax. I'll put a little bit of that on my threads. It helps make it easier to get some parts apart the next time. And also it helps make a seal. Especially on the front end up here where the little tiny O-rings tend to go bad on a fairly regular basis, it seems like for me. So I put the put this back. Do the phone. Take the phone out. All right, now. Okay. I use the same one for my, actually, I use for my hair because I don't have much hair to begin with. Okay. Okay, let that piece up for a little bit longer. That's the cap. All right. Let's put. For me, this is the hardest part, putting the trigger back in, getting that freaking thing to go down in the hole. For the air valve. Get in there. There we go. Okay. Oh, potato soup was really good. I like sometimes I'll make it with leeks or green onions, or make it with a little bit of Dijon mustard is also very good. Basically, you do your onions and celery and garlic and saute that stuff. Chop up your taters and put them in there. Slice them up real nice. Then, depending on whether or not you want a puree or you want it chunky, cook them down. And at the end, I'll add either some leeks, green onions, and a little bit of Dijon mustard. I was gonna buy one of the Black Widow airbrushes when I was in Harbor Freight the other day, and I didn't do it. I was gonna, and then didn't do it. I'm trying to save a little cash, extra cash for that show coming up next month. Pro tip 101: don't stab yourself with a freaking airbrush needle. There we go. Toss it down in there. Toss that down in there. Okay. We are basically done with it. Okay. Blow a little alcohol through it to clean it out, make sure it's all good to go. Open up the valve, get more air pressure. Alrighty. Clean airbrush. Okay, clean airbrush. Clean my mess. This way. Some paint back. Put it where yeah. Goes away. This stuff. Okay. I got to do a lot of cleanup. Blue still blue shirt quite a bit. Okay. Well, I've made about as much mess for tonight as I can. Hey, Papa. Oh, yeah. This should be dry enough to pull off to let you look at. Back down here. This is that Revell snap kit. In the blazing testers and lacquer, extreme lacquer, blazing black, and I used the gold striping on it. Was Jimmy's idea, and it turned out really well. I'm real happy with that. And I know the camera won't want to focus on it. We stuck a senior license plate on there, and we got a Kiss My Ass on there. If it doesn't like to do, there we go. It popping in and out. Yeah, this is it. So this is the Revell kit that everybody bitches about. This one. This is a Revell snap. Basically, it's a snap kit. You can build it as a snap kit. Instead of using the kit tires, we're using a set of Kragers on it. So that's the only real shortcoming I see. I mean, the engine is built on the two pieces to it, three pieces, I guess, four if you count the air cleaner and the fan belt assembly. There's a top motor half and a bottom motor half, and the bottom motor half is part of the chassis. But you could cut that out if you wanted to, without too much trouble. Or just like me, I'm just going to put the hood on it and call it a day. So other than the plastic wheels and tires, I guess are the only thing that real complaint, but then just replace them with something else. And even those I could probably live with, except for the fact that it uses the snap-on pins as the center hubs for the wheels sticking out. So I'm replacing the wheels and tires anyway. So with part ones out of my stash, so it's no big deal on that, which is not uncommon for me. Very rarely do I use the kit wheels on that kit. Not that I don't use them, but very rarely do I ever use them on the kit that they came with. I can definitely see making a set of center caps for these and using these wheels for something on another project. So, and we sprayed sprayed our smoke on the T-tops on that, so we got that ready. Now, about as much damage as I can do tonight, guys, so I'm gonna I mean, it always seems that the kit, whatever kit that I seem to pick, that somebody's on the internet or whatever, I mean, or really poo-pooed as being a trashy kit. I mean, I'm not going to say this is the greatest kit out there, but if you spend a little time on it, it comes up looking good. I mean, that is a nice looking box. nice looking body. It just put the hood in it. You know, I have no problem putting that on a contest table. Not a problem at all. And it hasn't even been polished yet. That's just the paint and the clear coat right there. So I don't know if I'll even will polish it other than just washing wax. So yeah, so there we go. So yeah, I'm done about as damage tonight as I can. Yeah, good night, Edward. Yeah, I'm getting ready to shut it down. Yeah, it's coming up on 9 o'clock here, so we're gonna say good evening, everybody, and we will see you probably later in the week somewhere. I think Jeff and Ted are doing something tomorrow night. Is that right, Jeff? I think they are. Or the modeling with the match group is it got streams tomorrow night. You'll probably see me there. That starts at 8 o'clock Central Time. If I can get in, I had trouble getting in last week. My computer wasn't cooperating. And if nothing's going on Friday night, if I'm hanging out, maybe I'll show up. If not, we'll see you Saturday on 7 o'clock. Is that Eastern or Central? Is that 7 o'clock Central Time or 7 o'clock East Coast time, Jeff? I'll wait for him to answer. You're welcome, Kevin. You're just as much help to me. Okay, 7 o'clock Eastern time, because I'm stuck here at home between my disability and having to be close by to where mom is. I'm stuck here all the time, so it's nice to have somebody to talk to. So with that, I want to go ahead and say good evening, everybody. Check out Jeff's live tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern time, or Modeling with the Mats, which comes on at 8 o'clock Central Time, which would be 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And with that, we'll see you. We'll see you later this week. And with that, I will say good night. Bye-bye. No politics. 6 o'clock Central, no politics, and must be building. Okay. Not a problem. Good night, everybody.